For large-scale operations, this can easily total in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. New lighting, HVAC, dehumidifiers, heat curtains, controllers not only can cost a fortune, but are expensive to operate. This is just the unfortunate reality of running a grow facility, but not anymore. If you've heard of a company called Green Rebates, then you already know what I'm talking about. Green Rebates changed the entire indoor cultivation industry seemingly overnight. They are the leading rebate and incentive management company in the US, and their sole purpose is to get you paid for the purchase of new grow equipment. Not a loan, real cash paid to growers. To date, Green Rebates has put more than $75 million back in the pockets of growers all across the nation. It doesn't matter if you've just purchased new equipment, are planning an expansion, opening a new facility, or maybe even just waiting for the economy to turn around before making any purchasing decisions. If you're a grower, you need to call the team at Green Rebates. They run an in-depth review of your facility to find all applicable equipment and energy rebates, and can connect you with every leading product manufacturer to find the right fit for your needs. Then they show up with a check. It won't cost you anything to find out how much money is being left on the table. Money that you can use to grow your business. Call Green Rebates, tell them you heard about them on the Cannabis and Tech Today podcast, and get ready to get paid.
Welcome to another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks presented by Green Rebates here at MJ BizCon. I'm here with Ashley Ciccel from Higher Innovation.
Yes, hi, thank you so much for having me.
How's it going?
So well, thank you.
How is the trade show for you so far?
Oh my gosh, it's going really well. It's our first time to ever show an exhibit here at MJ, and so we've just been blown away by the whole week so far. It's been great.
Tell us all about what you're doing here.
Yes, so at Higher Innovation, we say that we're a technology and manufacturing company. We're based out of Austin, Texas, and we really want to bring simple cannabis consumption experiences and solutions to consumers. And so we're here with two of our products. One is a dual-chambered smart grinder called the Duet, and it will grind, weigh, blend, and pack a cone in 30 seconds. And then we're most excited to be debuting the Hotbox, which we're doing in collaboration with Tyson 2.0, which is a personal portable air purification device. So it will eliminate the smell of smoke in small spaces.
How does it work?
How does it work? So it is like an 8x8 box with a 3-layer filter inside of it. And you literally hit a button, turn it on, smoke your joint, your vape, whatever it is, your blunt, and the air just suctions straight into the box. And it just filters all of the smoke out, the contaminants in the air, and then you have fresh, clean, smoke-free air within like 100, kind of a square foot room is where it works the best, hence the name the Hotbox. The smaller the space, the better it works, but it can go up to 100 or 200 square feet of a room.
That's incredible. So how did this product come to be? What was the development and the R&D like?
Yeah, so my husband created the product, and he really created it out of necessity. He was, smoking in our house and was looking for ways to kind of mask the smell or wanting to figure out how he could have a filtration system for himself. And so he was making filters himself and buying different things and just noticed there was no portable solution that he could have. We're also in Texas, where we incarcerate more people for cannabis than any other state. He's like, I'm a black man in Texas who has a cannabis company who smokes weed. I don't want to get arrested if I smell like weed. And so he kind of created the product out of necessity of just I want to be able to consume the plant, and if I get pulled over in Texas, not smell like weed, cops have probable cause, I go to jail. That doesn't work. And so that was really how the product came to be. And he was just then started making filters, and then we started the R&D process to actually create filters.
Can you tell us a little bit about the manufacturer? Is your background in manufacturing?
So I've been at a few different startups. The first startup I was at is where I got my, started the manufacturing kind of interest in my career. And so I've manufactured before. So for this, we use additive manufacturing for the core part of our products, which is 3D printing. And so we 3D print kind of the base core components of our products. And then for the filtration component, that is something that we have to get done overseas. And so what we've done for the manufacturing of that is just figure out like what are the components that you really need to make it work. Like you need a fan, you need HEPA filters or something that everybody is really familiar with, especially in this industry. Everyone will know the value of like carbon fibers and all of those things. So just starting to explore how it works and then talking to factories and understanding, okay, what are the capabilities that we have domestically here in the US? What do we not have domestically that we have to go offshore for? And then talking to those factories, vetting them, and then just the sampling process to figure out, okay, what are the filters like? How are they working? What's the capacity? And going through that phase. So it was probably about 8 months of development for us to kind of bring it to market, and we took it to the Champs trade show in July. It was our first time to ever showcase the product. Got great feedback, and then that's where we were introduced to the Tyson team, and we're able to then come to MJ and really go big with it.
So tell us more about that collaboration with the Tyson team. What does that look like?
Yeah, so we have licensed out the product. So we've got it branded with Tyson 2.0 on the front. The product comes in a smell-proof, lock-proof bag, which also is branded with the Tyson 2.0 embroidery on the front. There's a scent spray that also goes along with the Hotbox. So on the back, there's a little scent puck, so if you wanted like an essential oil, or you can use our spray, it's just another way to enhance the product's functionality so that it just can kind of give it a little spray, and then it will mask the smell even a little bit more.
Miles better than Glade air freshener and Febreze or any of the things that people try to use.
Exactly, and it is all natural, and so there's no additives, nothing harmful for you. That's something that we're very conscious of as well.
Not masking using any chemicals.
No chemicals at all.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You touched on several things that I want to talk about as far as the next era of cannabis goes with the incoming administration, incarceration rates, the fact that Texas is a difficult state with legal cannabis. What are your thoughts about this new era that we're facing as a business owner and also just as a person who lives in Texas?
Yes, I mean, Texas I think is a really interesting state. I mean, yesterday we had our lieutenant governor come out publicly and say that he wants to put legislation forward to ban all THC products in Texas, which in Texas THCA is huge for us. I mean, that would really decimate the industry. I mean, I don't think it'll pass, but it just causes a lot of unnecessary strife in the industry that already has enough challenges, right? Like we need to be pushing forward, and this just causes a lot of unnecessary chaos. I think with the upcoming administration, I do think that we'll see progress. Hopefully safe banking passes. I do think that it will in some capacity eventually get through. I do think, Schedule 3 is going to happen. I think some of that low-hanging fruit needs to happen. I'm hoping that the Biden administration will do some pardons. His last days in office, I think it's the least that he can do. He said he will be for, marijuana and cannabis reform, so we hope he holds up to that. So I think the incoming administration will be hopefully positive for it. I think some of the cabinet picks are seemingly pro-cannabis at large. I think the biggest challenge that we're going to be seeing is really people need to focus on the tariff side of things, because that's going to be really challenging. We don't make a lot of things in the United States, as much as people want to say, like, we buy American made and like let's support U.S. manufacturers and U.S. companies. The challenge is people don't really want to pay for the cost to make things in America. It's more expensive to make things in the U.S., which means the cost of the product goes up. Taxing everything from China to Canada to Mexico, that's really cost prohibitive across the board, and it's really going to see an impact across every segment of the cannabis industry. I mean, for us, we make 95% of our product is made in Austin, Texas. That 5% that we don't make, we can make some of it in Mexico, but the 60% tariffs that he's posing, that's a huge impact. We've got to raise our price, right? Like, that's not going to work. So I think we just really have to be focused on, like, the tariff conversation is a really, to me, is I think something that's being overlooked from the industry, because I don't think everyone's thinking about, like, what all is actually made overseas. Because people are so focused in our industry on the plant itself and the grows that are happening in the products, the consumable side of it, which is incredible. But to have the grows, you need the lights. Those lights are not necessarily made in the U.S., right? All of those costs are going to increase. Those costs are going to increase for the cultivators. It's going to trickle across every segment of the industry. So to me, the tariff conversation is something that can't go away, and it cannot be overlooked. And if it's overlooked, then we're really doing a disservice to the industry, because I think we need to have a loud voice on what that impact has to a multi-billion-dollar industry for the United States.
Absolutely. It's been such a wild year for you. It sounds like
Yes.
this has been a huge roller coaster.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about some obstacles that you faced?
Yeah.
And a couple of highlights, when like a light bulb moment or something that
Yes.
really knocked your socks off.
Of course, yeah. So I mean, the biggest obstacle we've had is we're bootstrapping this thing. So we're a husband and wife company. We've put our heart and soul into this, which is wonderful. So I think the biggest obstacle we've had is just running a small business is challenging. We're not plant touching, but we still deal with the same issues that everyone in the cannabis industry deals with as it relates to banking and funding. So those are always the biggest challenges that we face. But you've got to be creative and find ways around it. And I think the thing that's been wonderful about this industry is you meet people who are like, this is the best credit union I've ever worked with, or this is the best banker, and everyone's really banding together to kind of like solve some of those problems. And really the Hotbox kind of came out of a situation where my husband had a problem, and now we have a product that led us to have a partnership with one of the biggest names in cannabis, which that's the highest thing that we could have had happen, right? Like we had, that was not on our bingo card.
Right.
For 2024, I can tell you that. And so we're so excited about it because the Karma team's been incredible to work with, having Tyson as part of it and pushing the product and being passionate about it. And he's coming to our booth, and that's been the high. And so I think for us, it's looking ahead, how do we execute against everything we have in front of us? And, moving into commercial space was big for us, getting all of our manufacturing set up. And it's just been a big year of a lot of wins. All of those have challenges. Funding is, I think, the universal truth in cannabis as the biggest obstacle, but we've got, a good plan ahead of us with sales.
The only way is up, it sounds
Exactly.
like. Do you even know what's next?
No, I don't think we do, but I think we're excited about it. That's like what's been great about the industry so far. It's like you don't know what's next.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find us at higherinnovation.com. You can purchase our products there. We're at Higher Innovation on Instagram and on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it these days.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
Of
I look
course,
forward to
thank
coming and
you.
checking out the product and swinging up by your booth.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. This has been another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks presented by Green Rebates at MJ BizCon. See you later.
Hi, I'm Brian, Director of Sales at Paybotic. Are you tired of losing money from payment disruptions and outages at your dispensary? At Paybotic, we've been providing reliable services for 11 years. While many payment companies come and go, Paybotic has always been a leader in payments for dispensaries and delivery services. Our support agents are available around the clock via phone, website, and chat, even if you're a single store location or a multi-state operation. Choose reliability and say goodbye to payment disruptions. Apply today with Paybotic.